to see at least the beginning of the celebrations of the 50 years. Many of my comrades are gone. In fact, most of the men who were senior officers at the time, and I can only think of 2 deputy commissioners retired, Wilton Strawn and John Roll, who are still around from that era. But all the rest are gone. Mr. Salathiel Thompson, Mr. Gerald Bartlett, Mr. Courtney Strawn, Mr. Avery Ferguson, Mr. Dudley Hanna, all these men are gone. These were men with whom I served and who I respected. The Bahamas is well on its way to another 50 years of independence, and really independence. We are well placed geographically, and there's no other country that can boast the number of tourists that want to skip over into the Bahamas and have a good time. So all the young people out there who seem to believe that they can't find anything to do, there is something for you to do. Look carefully and you'll find it. I wish the Bahamas the very best for the coming celebrations and for the next 50 years.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, education officials address a recent glitch that caused a delay in students' progress reports. Plus, a unionist addressed concerns surrounding sexual education in school. And hear why a local attorney says GBUC's financial woes are not resident responsibility. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Simone Davis. Thank you so much for watching. Tonight, an education official is seeking to provide clarity after parents on Grand Bahama complained that a glitch in the government's learning management system hampered them from receiving the correct progress reports for their children. Our Raven Davis has tonight's top story.
Imagine going online to view your child's progress report and receiving the report of another child from another island. Well, that was the reality for some parents here on Grand Bahama who are feeling baffled due to a recent glitch in the government's learning management system. District Superintendent of Education for Grand Bahama, Bimini and the Keys, Ivan Butler, explaining that the system was introduced by the Ministry of Education at the onset of COVID-19 as the world made a pivot into technology. This semester, through LMS, they added an additional feature that would keep parents up to date on their child's progress while presenting a unique opportunity to save on time.
What happened recently was we were introducing the system whereby parents can go online and access the progress of their children during the midterm, during the Easter break, during the first term. And so there were some challenges, and we were working to resolve those challenges. But it's all in an effort where in the past, parents had to come to the school physically to collect a physical report card.
Now, Butler stopped short of pinpointing the exact cause of the issue, but asked parents to simply exercise patience at this juncture.
So it's simply a matter of having some challenges with the technology. We are aware of it and we are working with it. We're just asking parents to be a little patient with us. And moving forward, we are confident that, this will save us and parents a whole lot of time.
The system is reportedly being used throughout the length and breadth of the Bahama Islands. In essence, the issue is not isolated to Grand Bahama. Butler, however, remains confident that education officials will rectify the issue soon to the benefit of both parents and teachers.
It's not only for Grand Bahama, it's for New Providence and Family Island. And this is the first time we're trying it out with our progress report. We are confident that at the end of the school year, when we have National Report Card Day, this possibly can eliminate National Report Card Day, or the parents will have the option of going online and receiving their child or children's report card, or physically coming in. But if a parent wants to know how his or her child is doing, they can simply go to the school and find out. The information is there, the grades are there.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Well, how far is too far when it comes to sexual education in schools? Well, tonight, President of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union shares her thoughts on what would be the best approach on teaching students about sex. This comes after a parent complained that her child was exposed to an uncomfortable sexual lesson in the classroom. Here's that story.
It's on television. It's in their cartoons. It's in all the songs that they listen to. So you sensitize a generation, you say to, and they say, oh, this is okay because everybody is doing it. Everybody doing it does not make it right.
That was the response of the president of the Bahamas Educators, Counselors, and Allied Workers Union, Sandra Major, when asked about a recent scenario where a teacher at a junior high school played a video about sexual activity, which included homosexuality.
The social study teachers have never taught this. But it is they were talking about AIDS. This is social studies, of course, would speak to the issues in the society. And in the curriculum, AIDS is one of those. And the video used is the video that has always been used throughout the time. And there is one sentence in it that speaks to how AIDS was introduced way back when. And it speaks to the fact that it began with homosexuals.
Now, while the video did not show anything explicit, a student in the class reported to their parent that they felt uncomfortable during the class and was confused as to why the teacher would expose students to this type of conversation.
Information affects people differently. And whatever the person, be it a boy or a girl who saw it, just thought it was too much for them. Maybe the conversation has to happen. The conversation has to happen. How do we make sure that everyone understands what we're doing, the reason why? Because again, we live in a society we can't isolate our children. Because if you don't tell them, somebody else will.
Just recently, the idea of transgender education in local schools was a hot-button topic, as some argued that children should learn about what's going on in the world, and others argued that exposing them to this would only be pushing the agenda to influence one's sexuality. When asked the union's stance on this,
they do not endorse it, and they will not. And of course, our industrial agreement also speaks to it. 18.4 speaks to the fact that teachers have the freedom to engage as much as possible with whatever thing they need to do, but they cannot, shall not, it speaks to, and when you say shall, it means you shall not introduce lewd, pornography, or any of those things to our children in this school to persuade them in any type of way in a learning environment.
The financial state of the Grand Bahama Utility Company is not the responsibility of Grand Bahama residents. That is the sentiment of Attorney Osmond Johnson after GBUC proposed a rate increase to its regulators, claiming that it was necessary in order for the company to recover millions of dollars lost from Hurricane Dorian. Here's that report.
So I think it's quite galling, and in fact I find it highly offensive that having not provided any kind of refund or reduction in rates to the customers for what they acknowledged was a substandard level of service, they now seek to impose an increase on our rates for utilities solely with the intention of trying to fill their coffers and recover quote-unquote losses that they allege to have suffered from Hurricane Dorian.
After GBUC's announcement last week that its proposal seeks to charge about 60% of its consumers $8 more per month, Johnson said he doesn't support their decision to propose an increase without government or public consultation.
None of that, I would add, is the responsibility or the fault of the consumers. So I don't support their decision in the slightest. I think it is a crass decision which is made without any consultation with the public. Clearly there was inadequate consultation with the government as well, which is why the Honorable Minister for Grand Bahama has come out and challenged their decision, and I support her wholeheartedly. I think that is what her ministry is in place to do.
Attorney Johnson says the fact that the company saw fit to use conservation messages to justify their decision to increase customer monthly bills does not sit well with him, especially since residents have struggled with low-quality water for years after Dorian.
It's window dressing, and that's all that they're doing, trying to provide a tenuous explanation as to why, and this is the question that the public should ask. If we were provided with a service that does not meet industry standards for several years, which is a fact, and we were not given any refund or reduction in the amounts levied for rates, why now should we be forced to pay an increase, a corresponding increase for these same services that does not factor in the lack of services that we received in the past?
Should the Grand Bahama Port Authority approve GBUC's application for a rate increase, customers would be affected come May 1st, 2023. Now, our Jay Philippe took to the streets today to get reactions from residents on how GBUC's rate case could potentially affect them. Here's that report.
The announcement was made public on April 12th that the Grand Bahama Utility Company made an application for rate adjustments that seeks to address pressure for residents and preserve portability. The rate adjustment or increase is expected to begin May 1st. For these residents, the news of adjustments does not sit well, especially for Edward Williams, a business owner in the downtown area and a home owner.
I don't think that they should go up on the rate right now because the water companies having some problems. I also live in Bohemia, and I got a split level. Sometimes for me to catch a shower, I have to go downstairs to catch a shower because there's no water pressure going upstairs. So I don't think that for right now it's possible. It is impossible for them to really go up on the water.
Another Grand Bahamian who prefers to stay anonymous says the timing of the adjustment application is what's concerning for her household.
I honestly feel like it's in poor taste that they're doing that. You know, considering the other increases they've already done on the Grand Bahamian people, and, you know, considering all that we have been suffering from and continue to suffer from, you know, we're still trying to recover. To increase at 60%, that's a bit too much.
While the utility company assures that 40% of customers will see no increase in their monthly bills with the proposed rate case, these residents still believe that the idea is not in the best interest of residents on the island.
I do hear the government's trying to do something about it. Whatever the government can do to help the poor people, they can go ahead and do it. Because right now, in Grand Bahama, we don't really need it for right now because things is rough in Grand Bahama.
There are some people who can't even take care of themselves without even having water in their homes, you know. So you're not even thinking about them, and then they're being a burden to others because they have to go to others' homes who now have to pay this extra amount of money to help them bathe, eat, and so forth. And let's keep in mind, nobody wants to use the tap water for water to drink and cook or whatever, but nonetheless, that's what you have to do.
Another resident simply thinks it's a bad call for the utility company to propose adjustments at this time.
I feel like we are being bamboozled and raped, and that's my problem.
Now, for more information on the application for rate adjustments, consumers can visit the GBUC website at www.grandbahamautility.com or visit their social media pages for more updates. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks, Jay. In other news, a Grand Bahama man winding up on the wrong side of the law once again. Our Raven Davis sat in on court proceedings to learn the fate of Glenroy Campbell, a self-proclaimed funeral director. Here's that story.
44-year-old Glenroy Campbell, owner of Signature Planning and Events, is allegedly trading in the guise of a licensed funeral director for a disgraced inmate. Campbell appearing before Magistrate Simone Brown in Court Number 4 on Wednesday after prosecutors alleged that between Monday, April 19th and Thursday, April 22nd, 2021, he did falsify a death registration certificate with intent to defraud the Registrar General Office. He was charged with one count of falsification of public records. Campbell, however, was not required to enter a plea to that charge. Now, you may recall that just last year, Campbell was charged with a list of similar offenses after skeletal remains were recovered in a white body bag in the East End area in October of 2022. According to reports, Campbell was allegedly paid for cremation services, but instead of rendering the service, the body was allegedly dumped in bushes in a remote area. When he appeared before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson last November, he was essentially charged with fraud by false pretenses, acquisition of proceeds of criminal conduct, carrying on a business without a license, and hindering the burial of a dead body. Campbell pled not guilty to all 5 of those charges and was granted bail. Now, for this latest incident, Campbell was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. He will be served a voluntary bill of indictment on June 5th, 2023. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
When we come back, students on Grand Bahama participating in the National Arts Festival. The details of that story and so much more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, returns.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Gents, Mother's Day is coming up, and I'm thinking about upgrading my kids' mother's kitchen.
Man, I thought your children's mother was married to another man. You have to know when to let go. This is powerful. You know what? I'm going to upgrade my wife's kitchen for Mother's Day. I am sure she would love that.
I think so too. Check out Cornet Bahamas. They're having a pre-Mother's Day sale, 35% off store-wide starting April 16th through May 16th. The Sandy Port Plaza, Freeport, Albuquerque, and Iloilo.
Heart to Heart Women's Group presents the 8th annual Gathering of the Queens, Saturday, April 22nd at Pelican Bay Hotel. Registration is $55. For more information, call 817-8288.
Hi, I am Corporal 3230 Perez Demerit of the Traffic Division, Grand Bahama. You can prevent a serious traffic accident by practicing safe driving. Here are a few traffic safety tips. Obey all traffic signals and traffic signs. Wear your seatbelt at all times. Reduce your speed and drive with due care and attention. Pull over to answer your cell phone, send a text message, or attend to any distractions, such as kids, pets, reading the newspaper, or eating. Finally, do not drink and drive. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, what's up? Good morning. It's your girl Gigi, and it's the Morning Brew Show, and you're gonna love it. Come on, let's dance right into the afternoon with your favorite mix of Afro beats and Caribbean hits. Join me every morning at 8 a.m. to 12 noon as we talk about the latest hot topics, hot tea, and what's going on in the community. Come on, man, let's dance right on into the afternoon with your favorite hits. It's the Morning Brew Show with your girl Gigi on Power 104.5 FM.
Flirty. Is everybody back up in the building? It's been a minute, tell me how you're healing. Cause I'm about to get into my feelings. How you feeling? How you feel right now?
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. At least 25 schools on Grand Bahama are participating in the E. Clement Bethel National Arts Festival that made its grand return as an in-person event after a 2-year hiatus. Their first on the island stop, St. George's High School, where students put on their best performances reciting monologues in front of officials. Organizing Secretary Synovia Pierre says budgetary constraints forced them out of the usual Aralukaya location. Nonetheless, her expectations are high.
We're very happy. The students are very happy. They are happy to be on stage performing. The teachers are happy to be on stage performing. The hardest thing to do is to grasp feeling from something that is recorded and sent to somebody. You always find the unexpected in the little places where you probably wouldn't expect them to be. And what we have to realize is that the performing arts, the visual arts is, it's what's inside of you. Very many times we find students that are artists and they're using what they have, rocks, pebbles, stones, seeds.
One of the judges, Philip Burrows, says the return is refreshing and points to the massive benefits of being part of this national competition.
Some pieces are stronger than others, but they are working and they're learning. And you don't have to leave the festival and say you're going to be an actor. This helps to create an all-around person. You know, people who have been in politics and have to get up and speak in the House of Assembly, having done a festival like this gives them a confidence that they may not have had.
For the past few years, the Cancer Association of Grand Bahama Center was utilized as a COVID-19 care facility. But now that center is officially back in the hands of the association. With May being Cancer Month, President Norma Headley says it couldn't happen at a better time with their upcoming seminar set for May 2nd.
We're happy to do so because we want to move over. Next month is Cancer Month, so we want to get things going right away. We're out of commission for nearly 2.5 years, and the members and the community missed the place. Since then, we had it fumigated twice, so there's no germs in it or nothing like it. The seminar is something we do every year. It covers different types of cancer. You know, we have Cancer Month twice a year. This next month, it'll be cancer in general, and then in October will be just breast cancer. So the community looks forward to the seminars.
In regards to the upcoming seminar, Headley says they are currently working on the roster of speakers with hopes of adding international specialists to the panel. She says this is a pivotal time to provide more general education about the disease. Meanwhile, Association Chaplain Evie Cartwright is also excited about the center's reopening.
We're going to have local doctors, and we're hoping to have an international doctor coming in. We're just waiting for the okay. But we try to use as many of the local doctors, like Freeport doctors or Nassau doctors. It's always good when you have an international doctor around because you have more people coming out and they have more to give us.
Couldn't happen in a better time for us to get our building back. The patients enjoy being here, so we are happy that they would be able to come back here. Yeah, because every now and then the members of the association come in and we come and minister to them and make sure everything is fine. You know, it ain't like when you have somebody in a hospice and nobody coming by.
Come next month, Tarif College will be offering a customer service and management certification course. Conducting the 6-week course this spring semester will be lecturer Miss Sasha Gibson. There is an opening for 30 persons, and she believes the training will benefit managers from every aspect of the workplace.
The management certification course goes in tandem with the customer service course. It's for 6 weeks. You get 3 college credits with that and a certification. Tarif College is notified under the NACOB accreditation body, and so persons who take part in this 6 weeks course will become certified and can use this as a part of their resume.
Nowadays, managers and frontline workers may face a myriad of issues in the workplace, and Ms. Gibson is of the view that this type of intensive training will improve the working environment overall.
Certification in management will certainly help the organization when it comes to your supervisory and management team. We are focusing on organizational foundations in this course, an introduction to management. So we're going right down to the nitty-gritty when it comes to management. We're going to also look at planning and organizing, leading and controlling. We have a lot of issues when it comes to gender equality and labor regulations, and so we're going to be addressing those things as well.
Presently, there are openings for 30 students, and interested persons are reminded that there is a payment plan available. The 6-week course begins on May 15th at Tarif College, located in the Kipling Building, downtown Freeport. And your evening check on sports is next with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. It is the middle of the week, which means we have a whole lot of sports results for you. Also, a major high school basketball tournament taking place on Grand Bahama this Friday at St. George's Gymnasium. But let's begin with rugby. Here's Shane Stubbs.
The Freeport Rugby Club welcoming the Gentlemen's Inter-Toronto Select Club for a Golden Oldies match over the weekend. The teams have formed a great relationship over the years, and we're excited to be back on the pitch to go head-to-head. Here's Freeport's Nigel Rigby.
They contacted us and we were more than welcome to host them. It's an old boys competition, so everything is played. It's played with intensity, but at the same time there's a lot of respect for everybody on the pitch.
The visitors from the north have been in existence since 2011, and as coach of the select team, James Manson says this continues to be great exposure for the club.
It's kind of unique because most of these guys have played against each other for decades. Kind of couldn't be a better place to have our first overseas tour. Scoreline not the greatest at the moment, but we've thoroughly enjoyed the Freeport hospitality.
Freeport took control of this one, eventually getting the win in this friendly match, and are looking forward to welcoming the crew from Toronto once again. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Switching gears now in sports, high school sports returns this week at the junior and senior level.
We've been limited to playing only a jamboree style for the junior girls and senior girls in softball. And in May, the end of April, the junior boys and senior boys will play baseball. Then we go into soccer. And so the soccer league will be also double elimination. And then we're going to go into a Northern Bahamas Championship with Abaco. The winners of that game will then go into New Providence for nationals. Senior girls, we only have 5 teams in that league. So we start on Thursday. We have regular games Thursday and Friday, Saturday morning, and championship will be on Monday and Tuesday.
And finally in sports, the Grand Bahama High School All-Star Basketball game is set for this Friday at 7 p.m. at the St. George's Gymnasium. 24 of the best high school players on Grand Bahama will be in action. Also the slam dunk contest and the 3-point shootout. Ladies and gents, that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
We all need to save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
It's coming to West Grand Bahama. It's the Road to 50 celebration. Saturday, May 27th. Sunset Village, 8 Mile Rock Fish Fry. One family. Sunset Village, 8 Mile Rock Fish Fry. It's coming to West Grand Bahama. Don't miss the Road to 50 celebration. Saturday, May 27th. The West Grand Bahama edition.
day, good evening, and good vibes to my Power Nation. I hope you guys are doing so good. You know you got it locked in with the one and only Angel M, baby.
What you doing in the sky, gal?
Listening to Power 104.5 FM.
You still listening to the show, gal?
Yes, Angel M still on.
Gal, bitch, I move it. Yeah, trouble when she turn it. Need your service. We'll slide hot like a furnace. Hey, gal, what you doing to me? Doing to me. Gal, what you doing to me? Doing to me.
Tune into Good Vibes with Angel M from 2 to 6 on Power 104.5 FM.
It's the afternoon beat.
8:10 a.m. Afternoon Beat with Zion.
Join me Monday to Friday from 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. on 8:10 a.m. It's the Afternoon Beat with Zion.
They try to push rich on me. They want to push rich on me. They don't care in front of company.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your number one news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Our Facebook friend of the day is Enid Roberts, wife of Bishop Rudy Roberts. Mrs. Roberts, we wish you a special happy birthday from the team here in the North, and we hope that you enjoy your very special day. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Simone Davis, but be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Regatta time again with the National Family Island Regatta in Georgetown, Exuma. Tune into the ZNS Television Network April 19th through 22nd, live from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. and keep up to date with all the excitement, sailing action, and a chance to win great prizes. Watch Regatta Time live 2 to 4 p.m. April 19th through 22nd, right here on the ZNS Television Network.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, MPs weigh in on claims against colleague. A 50-year-old law to be updated. Tragedy hits South Beach. And in sports, day one of Exuma Regatta in the books. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by BTC. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, switch to BTC today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Makush Lapinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. As the tension grows and pressure brought to bear on the issue, House members are today weighing in on troubling accusations leveled against a colleague. In this report from our Cleopatra Murphy, the general consensus at this point that justice be allowed to take its course.
Everybody's innocent until proven otherwise. I'm only surprised that the member is not being called in yet for questioning. Why the delay?
Former Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, is the latest voice weighing in on rape and death threat allegations levied against a sitting member of Parliament after a former girlfriend filed a complaint with police on April 7th. Minnis insists he does not support any form of violence against women, and the alleged incident makes it even more crucial that legislation is passed to further protect them.
This even makes it even more important why it's essential for gender-based violence bill has to be passed, why it's important for marital rape to be recognized as a true entity and passed, whether rape is rape, whether in marriage or relationship. And these are matters that has to be dealt with, and individuals should not be afraid to speak the truth.
The former Free National Movement leader is not calling for a resignation just yet, as nothing has been proven. But he is concerned about the alleged victim's claims that police tried to deter her from further action.
There's been some serious allegations against the police, some serious allegations by the family against the police. And therefore, that in itself has to be investigated, so as to dispense such allegation, because if the allegations are correct, then we are in serious problem.
The accused MP offered no comment on the allegations when questioned outside the House of Assembly Wednesday. When asked her opinion on the allegations against a parliamentary colleague, Minister of State for the Public Service, the Honorable Pia Glover-Roll, said this.
It's under investigation. I don't know anything, much details other than what you've printed, so we have to let process take its course.
In the current climate, Glover-Roll reiterated government's commitment to passing the Sexual Offences Amendment Bill 2022, once brought to Parliament.
I think I've been on record a few times saying rape is rape. The context of the relationship doesn't change what the definition of rape is. It's non-consensual sex. So it's very important. But what is also important is that we have conversations with all of the stakeholders.
While women's rights activists have accused Parliament of dragging its feet on debating the bill, Glover-Roll sees the ongoing discussions with stakeholders as healthy.
There's definitely an urgency amongst female parliamentarians with the discussion on both sides. And I also know that there's a commitment from our government to ensure that we get this done.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, responding directly to the former Prime Minister was National Security Minister and Freetown MP, the Honorable Wayne Munro, who said legislators must be very clear about what they are to do in Parliament, and that's to make laws for the order and good governance of the country.
We are not here to come in depending on what is in the news and talk. So it is convenient to say when it is one of them, and I suspect they may mean a member who spoke this afternoon and a former member of Parliament. He is suggesting the wheels of justice turn quickly, but when it is one of ours, it doesn't. The Bahamian public recall quite well that there are many questionable instances of what has happened to money under their watch.
Now, while the allegations made against a member of Parliament are still just that, an allegation, ZNS News canvassed the public on what they want and expect from public servants, including lawmakers.
First and foremost, I expect them to be respectable, upright, upstanding, and someone with integrity.
For me, like I say, I look for a better upliftment, a better country. When I put someone in power or someone that is holding seat, I'm looking for them to be a role model, which will be better for me or my child to come.
The first thing they should want to do, they should tell themselves, I want to make it better.
To have a holistic viewpoint of what they're doing in the office that they're serving, and secondly, to have integrity, to be very accountable to the actions that they say they're going to do.
I think in order to be a good leader, you have to be one that keeps your word. And a lot of times they bring a lot of they say things during campaign and when they're seeking office, and then when they go in office, it would seem to change.
A person in public office should be a person that is country-focused and person-focused, not self-focused.
Now, here's what some people said would be their reasons they would call on public officers to resign.
Anytime you violate morals, violate ethics, I hate to say this one, of you steal, you should demit office. There's no question about that.
But I think when, as in the old English system, when we have accusations that are of great magnitude, what happens in the system in England is they just step down from office until that is cleared up. So I think we need to get to the place in our country where we elect people who have integrity, and we hold them to that integrity relative to their office.
Meantime, the alleged sexual assault of a 43-year-old Cleveland, Ohio cruise passenger is under investigation. Police confirming that the incident took place early Tuesday morning aboard a cruise ship docked here in the capital.
She had reason to go to the infirmary, and while at the infirmary, she indicated that she might have been given some medication, and she alleged that she may have been sexually assaulted. I can't say that the matter is actively being investigated by our department. The alleged person is in custody, and so we're actively investigating at this time. I may also note to add that the person or the suspect is not a Bahamian.
The horrifying crime scene photos of the partially decomposed bodies of last week's double homicide victims garnering public reaction tonight. LaDawn Davis shares their views.
Gruesome, irresponsible, and senseless are just some of the words used to describe those graphic photos leaked of mother and daughter, Allison and Trevor Thompson, who were brutally murdered in this building you see behind me.
Pitiful that the family gotta keep saying that over and over again. Unfortunately, we in the social media area where everybody has a smartphone and very clear phone also. And you talk about 1080 pixels, so everything's clear. So it's more graphic and gruesome now. But unfortunately, we can't identify who would have done that.
But to see the graphic image of that young woman lying there, and in the condition her body was in, the decomposition and all that, and to see how somebody, I was surprised to say, well, who would actually leak or allow something like this to be circulated for other people to see? You understand? I understand now that because of all the social media network that's going on, a lot of people are becoming more and more desensitized. But I mean, sometimes when you decide to send something like that, you got to think of, what if this was my mother? What if this was my sister?
We are a country of law and order. We are governed by law and order. And it is, I feel as though that it is totally improper for those photos to be released to the public, even before the family members had an opportunity, had a chance to deal with it. It isn't fair.
These people gotta really take time up when they sending things around, because it's like traumatic. You know, it would be traumatic for the family members. You don't know if they have little kids who's looking at these videos as well. I think that the people over here needs to stop that, because it's setting a trend nowadays. I notice it's getting bigger and bigger.
Allison's former boss at the hideout on Arawak Key, Willard McKenzie, says he was outraged and couldn't understand why someone would not only butcher but circulate the photos of an employee he held at a very high standard.
And when I look at those pictures, my God, I don't know who could have been the one to leak those pictures out, you know, but whoever went on the crime scene, you know, they need to find out where this picture come from, you know, and it looks so disturbing. My God, I couldn't even look at it. Knowing Allison, I couldn't even eat for about a week or two.
Bahamians everywhere remain hopeful that those responsible for leaking those graphic photos all over social media are brought before the courts and later charged. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDawn Davis.
One need only listen to the daily crime reports to know that murders, rapes, and sexual assaults all continue unabated. It's a distressing trend that has a nonpartisan women's advocate group outraged, and even more so following last week's heinous killing of mother and daughter Allison and Trevonica Thompson, and as you just heard, the subsequent release and circulation of gruesome crime scene photos. The local chapter of Caribbean Women in Leadership argues that such cheapening of life and its purported acceptance is indeed a national crisis that calls for a concerted national outcry. On the other end, CIBIL is calling for the matter to be fully investigated and the perpetrator punished. The highest degree of diligence and impartiality is also demanded in the case of allegations of sexual assault against a sitting MP. In fact, CIBIL insists this is a good opportunity to exhibit leadership, good governance, and a return to the traditions and core values that set the country's parliamentary democracy apart from others. CIBIL's call to action coming just hours before police responded to a gruesome discovery in southern New Providence this afternoon. On the scene for us, our Lloyd Allen.
With caution tape still here at the St. Police and a team of officers reporting to the east of the South Beach pools on Wednesday following reports of a female body discovered in the canal. Now, initial reports suggesting that the body may have been lying in the water there for less than 24 hours.
Well, sometime around 3 p.m. this afternoon, our department was notified that the body of a female was found submerged in waters here at the South Beach canals. Officers responded, along with officers from the Marine Support Unit, and on arrival, confirmed the female was submerged in waters.
Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippings explaining some details about the discovery.
She was discovered by a group of males who were in the area swimming around the same time.
Now, according to some initial details, we can confirm that the body was tied to this string right here in the water as police conducted their initial investigations.
And upon close examination, it was discovered that she had gunshot injuries to the upper body and the lower body. At present, we don't know who the individual is. However, she's believed to be in her late 30s, early 40s.
An appeal also made to the public.
We want to make an appeal to family members who may not have seen their loved one in the past, maybe 24 hours. We're asking you to reach out to the officers of the Criminal Investigation Department. We're asking you to go down there, bring an ID, so that in an effort so that we could find out exactly who this female may be.
This latest discovery comes a month after the burnt body of a man was found through a track road near Anatole Rogers High School. Chief Superintendent Kristen Skipping says officers from a number of branches are working on this latest case with the goal of discovering the person or persons responsible. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, a little too close for comfort. Firefighters found themselves responding to a building fire at the Security Intelligence Branch right on the police force's East Street headquarters. Here's what Director of Fire Services, Chief Superintendent Kenrick Morris shared with reporters on the scene.
The fire department responded with three fire appliances, and their respective crews. Upon arrival, we met the northern port section of a 21-room, two-story stone structure engulfed. The fire was quickly attacked and extinguished, resulting in extensive fire damages to the porch area. My investigators are presently on the scene conducting inquiries, so the cause of this fire is presently unknown.
Director of SIB, Superintendent Dwight Adderley, adding that no documents were damaged in the blaze. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
You overpaying for low speeds with your internet provider? Stop wasting your money. Switch to BTC for the fastest internet to the most homes in the Bahamas. Get up to 300 megs fiber fast speeds, up to 3 times faster than what you get now. Plus, get 164 TV channels, all for just $42.50 a month for 12 months. That means you'll save $860 for the year. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, BTC is for you. Switch to the largest fiber network in the Bahamas.
Original or hot and spicy?
They call me the original, I'm cooked the hard way. No corners cut to live life the fried way. 11 herbs and spices, that's all I can say.
If you wanna take a bite, I'm just a little tanky, but a whole lot of feisty. Yeah, I'm the chick with the drink, they call me hot and spicy.
There's no winning flavor. They're all finger-licking good.
First we plan, then we innovate, then we build. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we are committed to quality, to safety, and to service. We know that the road you take is just as important as your final destination. At Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, it is our job to make sure the road and the ride are as smooth as possible. From striping roads to building them, we are the right choice, the trusted choice, the only choice to help you build your tomorrow.
This segment of the news is brought to you by RBC. Discover mortgage ideas shaped around you. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/home story to start your story today.
Congratulations in order for the island of Eleuthera. Ground broken today for an 18-hole Jack Nicklaus Heritage Golf Course, the first of its kind in the world. The golf course, part and parcel of 1,200-acre, one-of-a-kind exclusive resort club and residential community Jacks Bay. On hand, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis acknowledged that getting to this point has been a testament to hard work, determination, and a vision for a better future.
The journey to this place has not been an easy one. It's been tortuous, but the persistence and consistency of the Bahamian entrepreneurs that guide and lead this event is commendable and unmatched, and hence we are here today. And we expect that the true inspiration that's brought on to a nation on the eve of our 50th anniversary. This is our 50th anniversary, and this is truly inspiring as a mark of that event, and to see what the promise of independence was. And we are now seeing some of those promises come to light by seeing Bahamians being involved in major mega projects and seeing it through.
Admittedly excited about what Jacks Bay offers, the Prime Minister touted that the multi-million-dollar project is poised to usher in a new economic prosperity for South Eleuthera, providing valuable opportunities for Bahamians while attracting new visitors and residents.
The government is committed to supporting this transformation by advancing infrastructure developments in Eleuthera, including the airport and healthcare facilities. This investment will ensure that both locals and tourists have access to essential services, further enhancing the island's appeal as a premier destination. Furthermore, we have recently opened a presence in Toronto, Canada, which will help drive airlift, foreign direct investment, and tourism to our beautiful islands. This strategic move is expected to boost our economy and create more opportunities for Bahamians.
Well, from one project to another, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line's proposed multi-million-dollar beach club project on Paradise Island continues to get pushback from local environmentalists who are not at all pleased with the current deal. Desmond Saunders, among those today touring the proposed site.
We don't need this protected, we need this preserved. This is already naturally preserved, and therefore it should be left alone as is.
Environmental activist and head of Save the Bays, Joe Dovell, among advocates strongly opposed to Royal Caribbean Cruise Line's proposed $100 million beach club development on Paradise Island.
When you look out over that beautiful reef and beyond that, the staghorn coral, I, as a boy, 14 years old, used to swim out.
The major cruise line contends that its Royal Beach Club on the western tip of Paradise Island is a first-in-kind public-private partnership that will set the gold standard of environmental sustainability with water sports and entertainment to over 2,000 passengers daily. It also boasts that it will provide 250 jobs for Bahamians and exclusive opportunities to local entrepreneurs. However, former head of the Bahamas National Trust, Eric Carey, is not convinced.
We're standing here on this crown land, and I want you to imagine, all of you, 3,500 people, 3,700 people. In fact, they're building it to a capacity of nearly 8,000 people.
Now, Carey has been a vocal opponent of the RCI project for quite some time. Today, he stands by his convictions and is calling for transparency and a robust public discourse from the relevant authorities.
This project proposes a downtown bypass. I mean, that's what this does. This basically takes thousands of people who otherwise would have gone on tours. I mean, you've seen the Jeep tours that are happening all over the, every day. The restaurants on Arawak Key.
They'll be generating waste from their activities as well as sewage waste, and where is it going to go?
Bahamian entrepreneur Toby Smith also up in arms over the proposed development. He's hoping the land proposed for the major development is developed for Bahamians.
I think the RCL should stick to bringing cruise passengers to Nassau where Bahamians can benefit financially.
And as debate continues, activists say they want answers. At the end, they're hoping that that land on Hog Island will be preserved, protected, and cherished by all Bahamians. Desmond Saunders, The Bahamas Tonight.
We shift our attention now to news from Parliament. Legislators opening debate on the Law Reform and Revision Bill. The proposed legislation updates the administration of the Law Reform Commission as it relates to staffing, management, and legal procedures. It also reduces the number of law reform commissioners from 5 to 3, mandating them to submit a report every calendar year to the Attorney General, among other features in the legislation. Now, leading off debate, Minister of State for Legal Affairs and Centerville MP, the Honourable Jomo Campbell, suggested that a key focus of the Commission's work should be reviewing the country's antiquated family laws.
Our Matrimonial Clauses Act is more than 140 years old. Wow. And forces couples into a protracted adversarial war to proceed with a divorce. And expensive. I wish to note that this act has not been significantly amended. The Adoption of Children Act was enacted in 1954, over 60 years ago. And I know that there's been no significant amendment there either. Our Child Protection Act, passed in more recent times, continues to contain a legislative glitch in that unmarried fathers are determined to have no standing to petition the courts for visitation rights for their child.
Minister Campbell went on to urge Bahamians and residents to acquaint themselves with their rights and the laws of the country.
Ignorance is no excuse when breaking the law. Knowledge of the law and knowing where to find that knowledge and it being easily accessible is a privilege, not only to those who practice law and related careers, but to students, teachers, plumbers, electricians, and the everyday citizen.
Well, in his contribution, St. Anne's MP Adrian White threw out this criticism.
It's not too juicy, it's not exciting, it's not sexy. I mean, this piece of legislation is the same as the 1975 piece of legislation. We went down to a maximum of 3 commissioners so that they could focus on different branches of law. We didn't get any information on which branches they're going to focus on. Those 3 are going to focus on.
Well, now time for the weekly poll question, and this week we're asking, are environmentalist concerns regarding the RCI Beach Club project warranted? Yes or no? To participate, simply log on to our website, www.znsbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday. And as always, thanks for participating. Well, be sure to tune into the ZNS Network between 2 and 4 p.m. through Saturday for regatta time to catch the lucky code for our Watch and Win promotion. Winners for each day will be announced on Saturday. Watch and Win is your chance to win just for watching. Big prizes include cell phones from BTC, cases of Cuba Libre, free credit to your $10 wallet, and 15-inch ThinkPads courtesy of Security Depot. So tune in at 2 p.m. each day and follow the instructions to start winning today. The National Report returns in a moment. Stay with us.
This portion of the news is brought to you by the 50th Independent Secretariat Golden Jubilee Song Competition, open to all Bahamian creatives. Entries must be submitted by Friday, May 5th, 2023. For details, go to www.celebrate-bahamas.com.
This moment in time, very, very exciting for me, and to know that we can have this time to look back and right now in the present see his lovely wife and children who has weathered the storms with him in getting this country where we are right now. We thank God for the legacy.
He is such an inspirational individual. He is what many may say that is a perfect representation of a true leader.
And the legacy for me that Sir Lyndon Pindling left was all about freedom.
For my generation, Sir Lyndon Pindling was everything, because without him, I wouldn't be standing here doing what I have been doing for the past 30 years.
I never look at it the same way as him as just a man. He has given everything that he had, including his family, and definitely left a legacy behind that can never, ever be forgotten.
I love that we have a chance to just say thank you for his work.
RBC will soon be celebrating 115 years in the Caribbean,
inspiring us to continue to look forward for better ways to support you.
So we're making changes to serve you the best we can.
And continue to listen to your needs. We want to be clear
that we will continue to strive for better.
To look forward to you being our customers, community, partners, and employees.
Working together as our parents and even our grandparents did.
A chain of islands with a common horizon.
RBC, committed and invested in the region now and into the future.
I am a mother of 3 daughters. I have no boys, so everything that my dad taught me, I am now teaching my daughters. My daughter Samala actually helps me out in the business on the weekends. She actually is the one that makes the conch fritter batter. And she gets a lot of rave reviews. Her conch fritter batter is actually better than mine, I would say. And I learned from my dad, passed it on to her. She does a good job. She knows how to break out conch. She knows how to skin conch. She knows how to make salad. So my dad, Samuel, he's the fisherman. He sources the conch. He goes out like twice a week to provide the business with conch. We get the conch out of the water fresh every day. And then we come back, we start off by breaking out the conch, cleaning the conch up. We don't break out everything at the same time. We usually break out a small amount because we want our conch to be fresh, because that's our customers like the freshness of our conch salad. Sometimes people are amazed, they're surprised. Sometimes people are even timid. Do I want a woman making my salad? But once they get the salad, it's like, okay, yes, I'm coming back. Being able to provide that experience to tourists who are eating conch salad for the first time is also an awesome experience. Because I think about when I travel and when I try something for the first time, sometimes you're afraid because you're pulling out something that is live. So people are like, oh my goodness, is it still moving? Sometimes we'll cut a small piece of the conch and let them taste it. Like, okay, yes, I want a taste of that. It makes me feel good to know that our product is always in high demand. Sometimes we run out and we're not able to meet the demands, but that's something that we definitely want to work on in terms of going out more often. But we also think about the sustainability of the conch, making sure that the conch isn't small, making sure that the lip is fully formed, because we want this business to last. For my daughter, for my grandchildren, we really, really want it to last.
Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you, at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
Spring is here and Easter is right around the corner. Thinking about moving forward with your personal goals that require money? Fidelity Bank can get you approved in no time without the red tape and the runaround. Fidelity offers competitive interest rates and minimum fees. The loan that you need and can afford is just a phone call away.
We're good for you. Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Haven't you heard? Bahamas Liquidation is liquidating 5-star hotel furnitures. That's right. Come on down to the Market Street location and get yourself a bedroom package. You can choose from either the full-size package at $525 or the king-size package at $575. Don't need the full package? That's okay, because you can also buy the items individually. Perfect for simple home renovations or furnishing your rental home or Airbnb. You can also check out our McCarty Warehouse location. Get a queen size package for $550 and the king size package for $600. Individually priced items are sold here also. Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center, where you say hello to goodbyes.
As spring hops along, great savings continue at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12-ounce, new low price, $2.39. Ronzoni ready-cut macaroni, 14-ounce, 2 for $3. Luana vegetable oil, 48-ounce, $5.99. Chicken leg quarters, 10-pound bag, 99 cents per pound. Fresh tomatoes, $1.69 per pound. Donate your change to help feed your Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a Sand Dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving Sand Dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers.
It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever Sand Dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Prayer and preparation before proclamation. Nearly 25 men and women answered the call to serve, and following 10 weeks of stretching and reflecting, officially graduated from the New Covenant School of Ministry. Addressing the newly minted pastors, Chair of the Broadcasting Corporation, Paiswell Forbes, spoke to the timely topic, why do I read the Bible in a 21st century Bahamas? For him, it all goes back to the premise that the Bible is just as true today as the day it was written.
The Bible is not a history nor a geography book, but it contains historical and geographical details that's very much relatable and interpreted by the Christian faith and other religious sects, even today. And it's fascinating that no factual data from the Bible has ever been disproved to Dr. Hall by historians nor archaeologists. To the contrary, discoveries continue to validate facts in the Bible, once thought to be wrong by many secular first-line scholars. The message of the Bible is clear, compelling, and current.
Congratulating the graduates was their instructor, New Covenant Pastor Emeritus Bishop Simeon Hall, who's hoping as many as 30 people participate when training picks back up in June. Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us, there's more after the break.
This is the super versatile Ring Stick-Up Cam. It goes indoors, outdoors, outdoors in the rain. It's got two-way talk.
Hey, Eddie.
Works with Alexa. Comes in tons of power options and works with Ring Alarm to start recording automatically if something's going on.
Seriously?
Seriously. So start protecting your home with the easy installing indoor-outdoor Stick-Up Cam by Ring.
Sometimes life hints at your next step, sending you signs all around, even in unexpected places, to lead you in the right direction. The signs are clear. It's time to pay less for your current mortgage and switch to Scotiabank. Enjoy lower interest rates and no payments up to 2 months when you switch your mortgage to Scotiabank. Plus, we'll even pay your switch costs. Paying less gives you more when you switch to Scotiabank.
Come on down at the Red Cross National Fair. Don't you meet me there? It's a family affair. will sell your friend. As the children play, you can nestle it away. Yes, they got boogaloo, games and junkanoo, so much more. So jump in your car, catch all the fun, enough for everyone. At the Red Cross National Fair. Don't you beat me there. It's the family affair. San Moyan at the Red Cross National Fair. Don't you beat me there.
Bahamians are rediscovering Grand Bahama through immersive staycation experiences at Lighthouse Point Grand Lucayan. Pamper yourself at our Senses Spa or savor exotic cocktails by the sea. Unwind and enjoy serenity, 18 holes of golf, fine dining, romance, business conventions and meetings, grand outdoor events. For Bahamas resident rates at Lighthouse Point, call 242-373-1333 or WhatsApp message 827-8195.
Hi everyone, this is Tony Williams from Star 106.5 FM in Nassau, Bahamas. On my recent trip to Florida for Jazz in the Gardens, I got to drive this amazing car, the all-electric vehicle Polestar. The performance is amazing, plus it's sleek and sporty, and with a lot of luggage space for us Caribbean people. You know what I mean. You can try it out on your next trip to Florida. Go to gogoflorida.com, bahamasair.com, or sales office and book it today.
Centuries, Bahamians have been known as masters of the sea, from the Lucayans and Arawaks, swashbuckling pirates, quaint workboats to meticulously crafted sloop race boats. Bahamians have evolved the sport of sailing as it plays an integral part of our culture. For more than 70 years, Bahamians have displayed passion and grit for the sport, and it is one that has bridged the gap between young and older Bahamians. We are proud to anchor sailing as the national sport of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makisha. Patchy clouds again this evening. Temperature at 79 degrees. Your relative humidity at 67%. We have northeast winds at 15 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,016.7 millibars. That is 30.02 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the Family Valleys this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 77 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama. And Green Toll, Key Abaco, Marsh Harbor at 76 degrees. Berry Island, 79. Alderstown, Bimini, also reporting 79 degrees. 79s again in Harbor Island. Rocktown, Eleuthera, 78 degrees. 79s in Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp's Bay, South Andros. Fresh Creek in Central Andros at 80 degrees. 78s in Alderstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 79. 79s in Ragged Island. Clarencetown, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 81. Acklands, 81. Matchetown, Inagua, 80 degrees. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 81 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwestern Islands tonight, right through Friday. Those winds, they're going to be easterly at 12 to 18 knots, meaning we will maintain that caution flag through Friday. Wave heights at 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. High tide, that will take place at 8:21 this evening. You can expect another high tide at 8:39 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, also through Friday, east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by World Star.
Between my teeth, I'm feeling some guess I didn't play that out. All I want is that sweet juicy crab in my mouth. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. I want me some crab sauce. I can buy the crab house. All I want is that sweet juicy crab in my mouth.
That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. The extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Hey, Mom, can you look after Kaylee?
Sorry, I'll be out for a while dealing with my home and car insurance.
What? You know there's a newer way, right?
A new way?
Where have you been? Look, go to newerinsurance.com, log in, get your quote, buy your insurance, done. You can even use it to manage a claim.
Oh? By the way, it's not newer. It's N-U-A. Where's she been?
Do it anyway with NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top-tier service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports news. Well, it was no more time for talk, only for the boats to hit the water at the 67th National Family Island Regatta in Georgetown, Exuma. Our Ricardo Lightbourne is there, and he gave us the recap of day one.
The National Family Island Regatta, the 67th edition, sailed early this morning in Elizabeth Harbor, and what a race. The Cup races, Ministry of Agriculture Cup, and this is 23 Class C sloops at the starting line. And who gets the first cannon? Yep, Man of War, that is Buzzy Roll. Second was Captain Peg, that's Josh Green, with Baby Wave in a third place finish. And then you've got the Baby Thunderbird and Mako in that order. 23 sloops in Class C. That's going to be tough, too. Yeah, it was, folks, because let me tell you, here's what happened to Whitty K. Did a very good job in getting the Commodore Emeritus Cup earlier. And then you had right behind there, It Ain't Right. That's Jeff Gale out of Abaco. H2O. That is Mr. Kemp. You know, he's there from New Providence. As Sassy Sue, that Stefan Knowles has a new boat and sailed well to a fourth place finish, and they will now be back on the water early in the morning. Also today, they had the Governor General Cup in Class B. You know the boat. It's called the New Susan Chase. The defending champion again, Stefan Knowles, also taking the cannon, and we'll see what he does in the series races. We've got 80 sloops that's sailing here in beautiful Elizabeth Harbor in Georgetown, Exuma. You've got 8 big boats in the Class A, 10 in B, 39 will sail in C, and then you've got a total of 23 for you in Class E. It's going to be 3 competitive days of sailing far as the series is concerned. A champion to be crowned on Saturday. Who will it be? Stay with ZNS Total Sports, and you will know exactly when it happens. I'm Ricardo Lightbourne, ZNS Total Sports.
Major groundbreaking taking place today on one of the Family Islands as Nicholas Design, the world's leading golf course design company, announced they have commenced work on a 18-hole championship layout at Jacks Bay, the one-of-a-kind exclusive resort, club, and residential community on the island of Eleuthera. On hand for the historic occasion would be the nation's chief Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments, and Aviation, the Honorable Chester Cooper, Minister responsible for Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island Affairs, the Honorable Clay Sweeting, Luther Properties Limited Chairman Sir Franklin Wilson, and Jack Bay's Vice Chairman Tommy Turnquest. The championship course at Jacks Bay will highlight characteristics unique to the region, combining the best of golf with authentic local features. Now, Jacks Bay is home to a separate 10-hole playground designed by Tiger Woods and TGR Design, which was completed in March 2020. Completion of the Nicholas Heritage Championship course is scheduled for 2025. Still in the schools, dozens of our young golfers hitting the greens as the Bahamas Golf Federation's Inter-School Championships are underway at the 9-hole driving range at the Blue Hill Sporting Complex. Officials says they are pleased with the early results.
Inspiring, man. I spoke to some of our young people who are school-age young ladies who are very excited about participating in the sport of golf. They're almost professional in my eyes because I only recognize that I don't know half of what they know or hardly any of what they know about golfing.
We thought we were going to have some bad weather, but the weather has just really been perfect. A little bit of breeze, sun's still out, but we're in the Bahamas, so what do we expect, right? Yeah. The kids have been playing an amazing game. We're really, really proud of them all. A lot of them have come out from private and public schools alike, but they're doing an amazing job out here.
The Government School volleyball season gearing up for its playoff push as it winds down. Hoping to make some noise will be the AF Adderley Tigers. We caught up with their coach on how she thinks they're progressing so far.
Well, thus far the girls are 5-2 and my boys finish off 4-3. Both of the teams shall make it into the playoffs. Well, you got to put the regular season games behind you now. That's in the past. Now we got to focus on the playoffs because the playoffs have a win or go home. So your record, what you finish with, is in the past. So now it's starting from scratch.
Bastian also speaking about the effects the stoppage of sports had on the development of some of the athletes.
From my team started, I am quite happy to the outcome where they are now because the 2 years by not playing sports during COVID took away a lot from the kids. Getting them to get focused and get the interest actually to play the sports was a hassle, but they have been improving from 0 to like 70% now.
From the MLB, Bateman baseball superstar Jazz Chisholm Jr. continuing to heat up after a slow start to the season. Chisholm went 1 for 3 with a home run, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base in the Marlins' 4-2 victory over the San Francisco Giants on Tuesday. Chisholm's bat was the difference in the Miami win as he launched a 3-run homer off Jacob Eunice in the 4th to give the Marlins a 4-2 lead. Chisholm would also steal his 5th base of the year in the 8th inning. He's gone 3 for 7 with 4 RBIs over his last 2 games against the Giants. He's now slashing .242 with 3 homers, 8 RBIs, and 7 runs scored through 62 at-bats this season. And that's been Look at Your Sports on this Wednesday. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Samantha's always on point. She doesn't miss a thing. When she signs up for any insurance policy, she reads all the fine print. She knows what's covered, what's not covered, and she's aware of her deductibles. When it comes to insurance, it pays to know your policy. Review every insurance policy so you know what you're covered for. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas.
It's regatta time again with the National Family Island Regatta in Georgetown, Exuma. Tune into the ZNS Television Network April 19th through 22nd, live from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. and keep up to date with all the excitement, sailing action, and a chance to win great prizes. Watch Regatta Time live 2 to 4 p.m. April 19th through 22nd, right here on the ZNS Television Network.
Centuries, Bahamians have been known as masters of the sea, from the Lucayans and Arawaks, swashbuckling pirates, quaint workboats to meticulously crafted sloop race boats. Bahamians have evolved the sport of sailing as it plays an integral part of our culture. For more than 70 years, Bahamians have displayed passion and grit for the sport, and it is one that has bridged the gap between young and older Bahamians. We are proud to anchor sailing as the national sport of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, we have a low to mid-level trough now moving across Grand Bahama into the Berry Islands, and that will eventually move through the capital tomorrow, spreading some cloudiness with occasional showers and isolated thunderstorms embedded in that mass as well. Tonight, though, we are looking at mostly cloudy conditions, particularly as that troughing gets closer to us, showers developing as well. Low temperature around 73 degrees, and tomorrow it's going to be cloudy again with thunderstorms in spots, particularly in the early afternoon hours. High temperature around 84 degrees, and the extended weather forecast looking like this. A bit wet tomorrow, isolated showers lingering around on Friday. Things clear up quite nicely on Saturday and Sunday with lots of sunshine working its way back into our forecast, but that system is going to back up on us on Monday and Tuesday. So we'll see a return of those showers and thunderstorms on Monday and cloudiness hanging into Tuesday, but by Wednesday, showers and thunderstorms will be simply of an isolated nature.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
One of the biggest decisions you will make when remodeling a kitchen is the design choice for your kitchen cabinets, whether you want your kitchen to look modern or traditional.